alternative energy is not breaking ground as fast as it should be. By not breaking ground, I mean it's not becoming um, almost a mandate from the government, and large industries should shift as a matter of to protect the future of other people that are going to be born. All these babies that are being born today, all these new people, these young people are going to live in a world that's been devastated by the fossil fuel and the nuclear industries through mismanagement, through accidents, through um, selfishness, short-term profit gain mentality. Make as quick as money as you can now, and it doesn't matter because in the future, all the old fogies will be dead. So they want to make sure that they make their money and make as much money as they can while they're here now, and go out with a bang on their yacht or their lavish lifestyle. They're jet setters. And they don't care about great grandchildren. They don't care about the people that are going to be in the future, that are going to have to deal with all the problems that are going to come about because of the excessive amount of using the atmosphere as a toilet. Or there won't be places to live that'll be safe because of the radiation from nuclear power accidents or nuclear power plants will be poisoning the areas, so people will have to live away from those areas, or they'll have to live in domed cities, or live underground in the far future. So it's like everybody needs to, you know, think about the electricity they're using. They should want that electricity that they use personally to come from alternative energy sources. That that people should want to live and try to adjust their politics and and shift their livelihoods towards alternative energy solutions like solar, wind, geothermal. The radiation that's around Fukushima, it's a concern, that radioactive material will be floating around in the air as particulates for a long, long time, and also that they use the seawater to cool the cooling ponds um, in the reactor roof that blew off. That they're using that seawater, and that seawater is draining into the ocean, so that area is becoming contaminated. So the vast areas of land are no longer habitable without using protective clothing, protective breathing apparatuses, using special safety equipment if somebody's going to be there. Now, if nuclear power is going to be used and then there's going to be accidents, or there's going to be a risk involved in an accident from happening, and or they go to decommission the nuclear power plant, or they're ridding disposing of the spent fuel rods, then storage and transport to storage locations for the spent fuel rods, and cleaning up accident sites from earthquake, tidal wave, and that sort of thing, or just nuclear accidents that happen, is going to be too expensive. So if we keep burning coal and gas and oil as much as we are, and we just we're not concerned about climate change because it's somebody else's problem. You see, we're shifting the burden of having to deal with it onto the babies that are born today. The little kids and the babies and the young children of today they'll have to pay the bill for our want to quick turnaround in profits, trying to make as much money as one can for shoddy production of a nuclear power, or not putting enough safety into the nuclear power system, not insuring it good enough for accidents, earthquakes, or they're building coal-fired power plants, and this coal is being burned, and it's being using the air as a toilet, to push all these CO2 gases into the atmosphere, which is heating up the air. We know that it's heating up the atmosphere. So there's a lot of people that are making a lot of money on burning coal. They're making a lot of money on their nuclear power plants. It's a source of income, and dividends, and it's stock payments, sailing. So if more people were concerned about the environment, they would want their power that's coming to their house to be from renewable energy. They would ask their power company. They would vote for power sources that would be producing wind and solar and geothermal from their power provider. Now, if they're wealthy and they have available money, less between, let's say, $20,000 to $50,000, they can build their own power station on their own property, and they don't need to burn coal or nuclear or gas. They can have everything be self-sufficient on their own where they live, or these large, big office buildings can put solar on the roof, make sure it's seismically safe, and they can have wind turbines in the parking lots of these shopping centers or these office areas. They could put wind turbines in areas where they're away from making noise or having shadows or being a disturbance to people living by there. They can be in commercial areas where people aren't sleeping at night. Or, we can have more political will to support alternative energy. But being in that sense, you feel like if you're supporting green energy, which, excuse the misuse of that, because it's been made to be whimsical, almost like silly. Green energy is like something, it's a silly person spending a lot of money to make a little bit of power. But I'm talking about scaling it up, making it more widespread, and making it more acceptable to the public, making it more available at local hardware stores, making it more doable for people to set up systems on their own, and to have it setting it up, make it easy for them, give them all of the pieces, and they just put the pieces together, and have it make it more affordable for people through tax incentives. And even though right now, you see, if you work for the nuclear power company or you work for the coal company, then you're going to get mad at me, and you're going to accuse me of trying to take your job away from you. So you're going to be hostile, and I understand that. I understand that it's a threat to have your livelihood or your industry or how you make your money in investing. If everybody starts putting solar panels on their roofs, oh my gosh, you might lose revenue. Or your coal plant might be shut down, or the government might stop all the permits on new nuclear plants, so you won't be able to get that big lucrative construction contract job that you thought, or that equipment that you're going to sell you're not going to sell it because the coal plant is going to get shut down, or it's going to be replaced by all of these residential houses and all these commercial office buildings and shopping centers having solar and wind there generating electricity locally.